Now to the story we've just been reporting to you. 21st Century Fox has withdrawn its offer for CNN's parent company, Time Warner. The chairman and chief exec, Rupert Murdoch, has cited opposition from the Time Warner board and said moves in Fox's stock price made the offer unattractive. If I also read some of the statement, it says it was always going to be a friendly bid. Time Warner management and its board refused to engage with us to explore an offer. The reaction of our share price, these factors, coupled with our commitment, has led us to withdraw our offer. Joining me now, our senior media correspondent, Brian Stelter, who's going to make sense of it all for me.
Well,
right.
I'll try.
You'll succeed. That's, right. So, why did they withdraw now? Is it anything to do with the fact that tomorrow they've all got earnings and they've all got to answer analysts' statements on conference calls?
I think Rupert Murdoch probably was dreading having to answer questions about this on his earnings call this time tomorrow. Time Warner reports earnings in the morning, Fox reports earnings in the afternoon, and Murdoch is getting out ahead of that with this statement. Time Warner stock, by the way, down almost 12% in after-hours trading, and it had been bidded up as soon as these reports of Murdoch's interest came out a month ago. So we're now seeing a rebalancing, maybe. I just asked one of the top analysts in this industry, Michael Nathanson. I asked him what his reaction was. He said, smart move. Fox gets its stock back up, Time Warner's stock gets pushed down, and this makes Fox shareholders feel better. It's a return to the status quo, at least for now.
OK, so now we have the unfortunate business, you and I, of talking about our own company and criticising potentially the management decisions of our own bosses. But there we are, that's the business we are in. How has Jeff Bewkes played this?
I don't think we've had any comment from Time Warner yet, but from the beginning, what we've heard from Time Warner, and by beginning I mean a month ago when this proposal first leaked, was the Time Warner will be better off as an independent company and will return more value to shareholders that way. Since then, in the weeks since then, we've seen stories in the press about opportunities at HBO, for example. We've seen stories about what more Time Warner could be doing. I have to think that those stories have come out in part because Time Warner is trying to signal to shareholders, we have a plan, and we don't need to be acquired by another company in order to raise our share price. That's my personal impression of what's going on.
Right. But now the pressure is on, because the question really becomes, is Time Warner in play, or does the fact that Fox has withdrawn its offer pretty much now give Bewkes and the board the leeway they seek?
I don't think Wall Street is going to interpret this as a signal that Time Warner is out of play. I think they're going to interpret this as a signal that Murdoch, for the time being, has backed off. That doesn't mean he may not try again in the future. The speculation last month, and I think it holds true now, is that Time Warner is interested in bidders a year or 2 or 3 years from now. They're interested in having multiple bidders and not just Murdoch. But to have just Murdoch come to the table and make this offer, an offer that Time Warner thought was far too low, that wasn't very appealing. I think Time Warner and other media companies, for that matter, possibly, will be interested in a Google or an Apple or in other possible acquirers down the line. Not necessarily right now, but down the line. Right now, a lot of those possible bidders are tied up with other acquisitions. Comcast is busy with Time Warner Cable. AT&T is busy with DirecTV.
But does to the core point of Time Warner, does it have to do a deal?
Does Time Warner have to?
Yeah.
My instinct is it doesn't have to, but that it's interested in the right deal at the right time. Time Warner has shed assets, and it certainly looks appealing as a company to be acquired. It shed, just a couple months ago, Time Inc., its publishing unit. Before that, it shed AOL, and before that, Time Warner Cable. So it is a very pure play content company now, very valuable to any number of other content companies that may want more scale.